And we are back, Gmac and Winnie, coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, with your new mic. Let's get dangerous.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Take those. That shit happens, and it's weird. We were in the middle of something really fucking deep.
Yeah.
That the video will catch.
Yeah.
This recorded version missed that. But you know what? Let's take a turn right now. We're both in a rut, so to speak. Let's get out of that fucking rut, man.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Let's get out of that rut.
Whatever. We're good.
I wanted to start off by talking about a 57-0 victory.
Yeah, that was almost. It was almost like I don't know. You ever get those games where it's almost like, did I even play? Did they even play today? Kind of thing.
It was it painfully too easy to watch.
No, I mean, we're just playing really well.
It's
not we. They are playing really well.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. My son didn't. Boston didn't have necessarily like a great day throwing the ball or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't throw it bad either.
Sure.
But some of that running ability really came out. You know what I mean? Probably all his stuff was done in the first quarter. He had probably like 85 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But a lot of stiff arms and a lot of that old bend you used to see him with the moves and the in and out. You know what I mean? Like still going north, not going north. Like he gets north.
Right.
But he gets that where his body's leaning and he goes. He gets people leaning away and he's gone, you know. So and the Shiree ran the ball well. Jonathan Hernandez ran the ball well. Our defense is just swarming.
That's what's up.
And then the B team's really finding their gear right now, which is big.
Real big. Because I remember week one, it was a very big issue that they weren't moving the ball. They weren't playing very well. But that's like we talked about it back then. You're talking about a bunch of kids who probably never suited up before, had never played actual tackle football.
Right, and now they're coming into their rhythm. Now it's
gelling.
4 weeks in, a month in, they're starting to really get there. So, good on the coaches. All them coaches getting those kids coached up in that short of a time.
That's good. And I saw in role reversal, I was at the varsity game yesterday and saw a win.
I know you were fortunate enough to see their first win in the 2020s.
Correct.
It's been 3 calendar years since they've won a game.
Right. 2020 was a wash. They didn't play.
Right.
But 2021 was a rough one, and it's been rough, but they were happy. You could tell there were no hung heads yesterday. Everybody on that field was having a good time.
At one point, was the game tie at one point?
I'm not sure. When I got there, it was 13-6.
Okay.
It was late in the second quarter.
Okay, because I know they took a lead, and that lead was the first lead they've had all year.
Right, and they did not relinquish that because they scored. They being Liberty scored one time late in the fourth, but the game was already put away at that point.
Okay, so then they never had adversity to really overcome because they led.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's always work to do. You watch the films.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for those. I'm happy for that group of kids. They
like they. Here's the thing, I've said it. I think to you just talking nobody deserves anything, right? You don't deserve in sports. You earn.
You earn it. Yeah.
Earn it. But if there's kids that deserved it, it's the kids that stuck it out all this time.
Right.
They stuck it out for 4 years of losing, and they finally win. You know what I mean?
You had a group of kids where Boston was in the group where he lost the whole year, lost the 7th grade year.
Right.
You got
all these kids lost a year.
Right, and then you have the other group that lost potentially, if they were going to be 9th graders playing up, lost a year of varsity ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they were still a JV program, blah blah blah. But it was nice to see. It was nice to see.
It's good. It's good that they got to win.
I will say you're right. Again, with the crowd, there was more. When they were scoring and stuff, but it still is like a very golf clappy,
silent
crowd.
Yeah, or they clap at the dumbest parts.
Mm,
Like a gain for 25 yards, you're clapping that they made a tackle. It was a 25-yard
right,
gain against you.
right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, you're right.
I, I don't know.
But
It's hard to it's just you know.
yeah, it's like I said, it was a beautiful day. They got 2 weeks left. Hopefully, they can
Yeah, hopefully
put
they
a little
round out the
streak
year
together. It'd be
a little
nice.
something. You know, they finished strong.
Yeah,
Did you happen to see the Tennessee Alabama game?
I did not.
Well,
Uh,
Alabama lost,
thank God.
and old Rocky Top, the entire stadium emptied onto the field,
Awesome.
tore the goalpost down, took it to a bar.
The goalpost.
Yeah, the goalpost went to a bar in downtown Knoxville with all the kids drinking, and then at the end of the night they discarded it in the Tennessee River. But that's what I'm saying. 40 something, like whatever, they run a 40 something yard field goal, boom. Oh wait, what was it? 33, 40-yard field goal. 40-yard field goal, second it goes through. 100,000 people singing Rocky Top while running on the field.
That's awesome.
And they got videos. Well, I'll get to that later in my rabbit hole, but Peyton Manning on the field after the game, lighting the stogie.
That's what's up.
Because he went to Tennessee. So
good.
Yeah. Awesome game.
More upsets.
Syracuse won over NC State too.
Yeah.
Huge. Both I don't want to put this into the universe because it'll come back and fuck me. But I'm just gonna say this. I've been to 3 college stadiums in this calendar year. All 3 teams are 6-0.
All
and
right.
bowl eligible.
There you go.
So
Good
all
shit.
3 teams are bowl eligible right now.
That's awesome.
Coastal finally lost the game. They lost yesterday.
How bad?
I don't know. I just saw that the 6 unbeaten teams lost yesterday.
Wow. Listen, I love parity in sports, though. It makes it
I do too. And anybody that says that the college football, I was going to say NCAA, college football is overrated and they don't get in, they don't like it, they're idiots. They're idiots. Are there blowout games? Yeah, there's blowout games because there's thousands of colleges as opposed to 32 NFL teams.
Yep.
But you're never going to get an experience like a college game.
Correct.
Ever, in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%.
In my opinion.
Been to 2 Division I schools to watch games, and the differences are enormous.
Yeah.
Marist is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to go to Marist. But Coastal was its own totally different thing that I've never seen.
Yeah.
You've been at Penn State, which is even bigger than that.
Yeah, 107,000 I was the day I was there.
So it's wild. It really is.
Yeah, and the tailgates, like, yeah. Dude, we went to a tailgate and they had an app. And you just ordered your if you didn't have food, I ordered like chicken wings and just put in your parking spot and they drove up on a golf cart and gave you your chicken wings and your tailgate food.
That's crazy.
So wild to think.
That is awesome. What a business.
Yeah, that's the business we should have.
What a business. That is awesome.
That we should just travel, like pick like a couple schools and you just that's what you do.
That is a cool ass business. That's a great
smart
idea.
business.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You know what they make can you imagine a whiteout game, what they make for that day?
Disgusting.
Yeah. And you're not serving alcohol. You serve Pepsis and Gatorades and waters.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about a liquor license. You're just solely doing ribs, wings.
And you're maximizing your dollar.
Pulled pork.
Too.
Right.
Because you're buying that stuff for pennies on the dollar. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Did you you wanted to start before we do our top 5 and all that? You wanted to start with a segment?
Yeah, let's break into it. We've always talked about having some stuff that we could pander back and forth, and it's a version of Cap No Cap, but it's going to be a statement, and then you're going to tell me if you think it's cap or no cap and why. And I've got 5.
Okay.
Number 1, the days of run heavy football are over.
My brain wasn't not functioning. Are you saying saying percentage wise, like schools that do versus schools that don't?
I'm going to say as a general rule of it used to be you used to run instead of the
no
pass.
Cap. No cap.
You think that's true?
I think that's true.
Okay.
100% think that's true. I think everybody and their brother is so enamored with throwing the ball constantly.
do you ever see a point where we make that circle and go back?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen is I already told we talked about this a little bit when I went to Michigan over summer. You have all these kids that throw the ball like in these 7-on-7 stuff, and the ball is always low
Yeah.
and piss missiles. Everybody was just firing the ball like this high. The second line got out there, they couldn't throw.
Right.
So if your whole process and progress is all year long, you're going out there and you're just playing 7-on-7, no line, no line, no line, no line. It's all passing scrimmages, whatever. Once you get out there, it's gonna hurt. Eventually, it's gonna hurt you.
Right. Batted balls, interceptions.
Batted balls, interceptions.
Okay. Number 2. Streaming services have taken away from traditional cable television.
No cap.
Agreed with you.
100%.
Yep.
And cable was dumb. Cable in any form of it was dumb. If they were smart, they would have dropped their prices a little bit, and they would have kept a lot more people.
Yep. Now
but it got monopolized like most other things too.
Right. Case in point, I watched the entire season 5 of Cobra Kai in 2 days.
Yeah.
If there's a season 6, I don't know if they're writing one or not. I got to wait a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
If you were watching it on TV as a weekly episodic show, you got to wait.
You're going to see that go away, though.
The weekly episodics or the
I think
more.
I think more people are just moving away from TV in general.
In general.
Here's the funniest thing: when we didn't have computers and we didn't have phones in our pocket and the internet in our pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had time to do all this stuff. Now, people claim they're always so busy they don't have time to do anything.
Yeah.
But they're watching more. You spend more time. I bet you the amount of time on the shitter quadrupled. That would be my guess.
Because
you're
on your phone.
Because you're on your phone,
game,
you're streaming something, you're
right.
watching TV, you're watching a game, whatever it is.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Number 3. Online shopping and tech-based delivery services have drastically changed the holidays.
No cap. That's 100% true. We've talked about this. We used to go out and go Christmas shopping together.
Right.
The kids, the whole deal, the wives, the whole right. enchilada.
Yeah, I remember going Easter shopping with Jen.
Yeah.
For stuff.
Yeah, and we used to all go out and shop, and now you just order shit and it ends up at your door.
But even think of things like Halloween, going out and searching and picking that perfect costume.
Right. I think Halloween people mostly still go.
I hope.
But it's a pop-up store. Like
right.
what do you think Spirit makes in 6 weeks from September to end of October?
Oh, it's got to be gross. It's got to be per pop-up, probably $500,000.
Oh, I bet you more than that. I would imagine more than that. Because think about it. There's only one.
Right.
And you're getting like the whole, probably 80% of the county comes into that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's only one per probably 50 square miles.
Right.
So you're drawing them from the depths.
But I'm saying that one, the one that we have in Kingston, I bet you that does a few $1 million in sales.
Yep, and they stay right through into the holiday season, and they make it to where they're selling stuff. Because if you go in there, yeah, they have costumes, but they have all the accessories, they have toys, they have
right.
So their clearance, they're cleaning up again a second time.
Yeah.
And then unloading their candy and whatnot. So, all right. Number 4, generational talents in movies and music are a thing of the past.
No, I think that's cap.
Okay.
Like,
I think we're in a lull.
In what? Explain why you think we're in a lull.
I mean, I can say Elvis, but like a Sinatra, Madonna, Michael Jackson, these are talents that recorded, music in some aspects 5 or 6 different decades. I mean, I think we're seeing the tail end of it with bands now, Aerosmith, the Stones, who've been around since the 60s. But I don't know that current day bands are going to have the longevity that those bands had.
Yeah, but that's a product of the time a little bit. But I thought you meant like I was gonna say Justin Timberlake. Timberlake is a multi-faceted. He
Right.
does movies,
Yeah,
he does
and
music,
he could
and he's
be
been around since the '90s,
right.
and we're in 2020.
He
So
could be the example against that.
right,
Um,
Britney Spears is another one, been around since the '90s.
but has she really done anything recently? She's always been in tabloids a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but she's been around. You know, I think I don't think I was on grand of a scale as what it was,
Okay.
but I still think there's going to be people that are generational. Like I could see Shawn Mendes being around forever, not forever, but his music. He started Justin Bieber, for Christ's sake. He was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's 20 years later. He's 30, but he's still
My point with this question was, I think more of, again, saturation of the markets. You've got all of these talent shows that are on television now, where people are getting music deals left and right.
yeah.
Streaming services make it to where you can put your own music out, and acting. Like, do you consider Snooki an actress, even though she was on
Fuck no.
No, but TV is littered with these people now,
Right.
which waters it down a lot more, which I think in turn is going to make it harder to find those generational talents. But the cream will rise to the top. I would say for our generation, like a Leonardo DiCaprio is probably going to be a generational talent.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I
he
mean,
is to
well,
some.
certain of the arts, yeah, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But what young? But here's the thing: name a young actor right now that's like the next.
I can't, and that's part
Like
of the problem.
everybody thought the kid from Forrest Gump was going to be, and then he did Sixth Sense, and really, other than that,
Right.
what's he done?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I don't know. We're you got to think it probably goes with the generations. Being we're a very nostalgic generation because we had no internet to. We're probably in the biggest technology boom
Right now.
generation because we lived like we were teenagers as pagers came in, and then cell phones, and then and then the internet in our late teens, and then we saw the evolution from
To the internet
where
in your hands in our 20s.
right, but where our kids held the internet in their hand
When they were born.
right when they were born. Google was right when they were born.
Right.
Like from then on out. So we're very nostalgic where they're not going to be.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Does that hurt? That hurts it though.
it can hurt it, but I think you're going to still see certain actors, musicians, whatever, be generational.
You just think it might be on a not as grand of a scale.
But we think it's in a grand scale. When you think about it, tell me the guys from the '60s that were big.
What do you mean, like bands?
But that's what I'm saying. Like you're thinking there's like Frank Sinatra, but that was a time frame. Out of the thousands of people that did it, you're only going to name me 4 or 5 that really.
I guess. I mean, bands would be easier. I'd say like the Doors, although their time frame for actual music was small. The Beatles, the same way.
Right.
Um,
Every generation thinks the new generation's music sucks.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
So you know what I mean? Like our kids are going to be like, your fucking music was terrible, and we're going to be like, yeah, theirs was. Ours was great.
And then the generation after that finds ours great again.
Yeah. Well, Boston's listening to a lot of '80s rock right now.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind.
It's awesome.
Like, whoa, what's going on here? But he can't stand '90s alternative rock, and I love that.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And it was, and that was talking about. You're talking a 5-year period there where there was such a boom,
right?
And then it was gone.
Right, and you still haven't watched that thing I told you to watch.
I am not.
And that's huge about our generation, really.
Number 5, and this was sparked by Bronny James getting a shoe deal.
Mm-hmm.
Allowing sponsorship deals to high school, I want to say mainly high school, but some college students will be detrimental to their careers and their industries.
No cap. When
You're setting. Bronny James is 17 years old. He has a shoe deal with Nike, and nobody's ever trended him to be his father.
Right.
So
So here's the thing, right? It all comes down to marketing, correct? So there's an 8 year old on the internet right here playing streaming Minecraft that makes $8 million a year. That's marketing. So on that aspect, I don't right. But I think where it's going to hurt high school players and players in general is you're not when you can make that much money outside of something. Why be great at basketball or baseball or football
right,
or where's the drive? You're making more money off of deals as like they got kids coming into college that are making $8 million a year. Now you're going to the NFL where a guy that's played 5 years and is trying to get his second contract isn't even making that.
right.
So this guy who's going to be a bet like I don't know. I just think like people that are you're dedicated to your craft.
And if you're a
Where
bust,
now it doesn't matter.
if you're a 17-year-old with a shoe deal, and 4 years from now, you're a ninth guy on the bench for a Division One college program who isn't that good, you didn't pan out.
Right.
How long before corporations say, "Man, we're fucking up. We got to stop this. We got to wait till we have proven commodities again to put money behind."
Right, but I bet you in the history of time, like you're gonna always think of Jordan, he made it.
Right.
You're always thinking of the ones that made it. How many failed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wasn't Telfair? Didn't he have something big behind him? And he didn't really. I mean, he made it, but he didn't make it.
Telfair, they did. ESPN really got behind him through the Fire series.
Right.
Was him playing through high school, and then getting drafted. Now he's in fucking prison. But
that's what I'm saying. I bet you there's a lot more stories like that out there.
Kwame Brown essentially had, like a 5 or 6 year NBA career and has a ring because he played with the Lakers as a reserve.
Mm-hmm.
But because Jordan put all of his stock in Kwame Brown when he was with the
Bobcats,
Bullets. Now, what are they now?
Washington. I thought it was Charlotte Bobcats.
Wizards. He was a coach and GM. Then he ended up going to be the GM for the Bobcats.
Yeah.
Put all that stock in Kwame Brown, and Kwame Brown came out and was nothing. And that crippled that kid. Right off the bat. Michael Jordan said, "You were everything. You're really not that good." Now he's got this stigma, and he never got to be anything better than what he was.
Yeah. I mean, but he probably also generated X amount of dollars for himself that he never would have if he didn't pan out with that behind him.
True, because now you have a story to tell, and you sell that down the line.
Right.
I think of where, the boat was missed on guys like Tim Tebow, who totally would have deserved sponsorship deals.
Right, but have you ever heard his opinion on that?
No, it's probably the opposite.
He says if there's anybody who could have monetized their name in college and didn't, he said it could, and he told off Stephen A. Smith basically, and he said it's me. He goes, and nor did I want to,
right?
Because I always dreamt of playing for the Florida Gators and winning a national championship. He said any attention that got my school, that was only better for me,
right?
Because it got the funding for the school.
Yep.
These guys, it's a thing of where it's me, not we. It's all about the I now. My brand.
Yeah.
Right, and it's not about let me be better.
Right.
How do I make myself better? It's how do I brand myself?
If LaMelo Ball and the older brother that was already in the league already, Lonzo, weren't who they were and didn't have that asshole of a father, LiAngelo would be in the league already. He's a decent player. He really is a solid basketball player. But the bar is so high because of how good LaMelo is, and people are so turned off by the way the father acts.
But
this kid's getting frozen out of the league.
I hear you, but the father also created something that made
right. It's twofold. It's a double-sided sword.
Right. It's no different than the Kardashians.
Right.
80% of the world hates them, but they tune in with the 20% that love them and buy their shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like that ball guy, I couldn't stand him. But if he was on, I listened because I just wanted to be like that fucking asshole.
It's like they say in wrestling. Um,
He talked so much shit, and he wasn't.
as long as whether it's positive or negative, if you're getting a reaction, you're making money.
Well, it's what they say in like world, right? No press is bad press.
Right.
So, I don't know.
All right. There's my top. There's my cap no cap for the week.
All right. Well, that'll load us right into. Top 5 this week. The top 5 stores that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I like this one.
I know you would like this one.
This was a fun one. Do you have any honorables?
I don't. I'm just going to jump right in at number 5.
I only got one honorable.
I thought we do those at the end.
Okay. That's
just
fine.
in case it's on somebody's list.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
My number 5, Wings in Cape Cod.
Love that store.
I know. It was just, and it was personal to me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you.
Yeah.
We've made many trips over there. You go over there, you get like the new chair, whatever the new beach towel was, the
walkable
cool shirts. Yeah. The kids every year we'd always stop there. Like the night we got into town, we'd go over and we'd stop at Wings, see what's up.
Yeah.
All cool little, gifts, whatnot to bring back.
Yeah.
The Cape Cod stuff, but it doesn't. The one year we went there and all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah, it was tore down. That pissed me off. That was like
I
drove up and down 28 probably 3 times thinking, did I miss it?
Right. It was right by Salty's.
Right. And then I realized, shit, it's just not there anymore.
Yeah, just gone. Yep.
Yeah, damn, that's a good one. Number 5, Wall Bombs.
Wall Bomb, yeah. Yep.
That was my grandparents' grocery store. Yep. Every Thursday, my grandmother would pull in the driveway. My grandfather and I would go outside and get in the car. Mm-hmm. And off to grocery shop we went. They had the best magazine section.
Yep.
And my grandfather sampled more unsamplable foods there than anywhere else. So,
yeah.
Hey, they got sample cookies. Meanwhile, he just tore open a pack of Oreos and threw it back on the shelf.
Oh, jeez. Man, he was a cheapskate, huh?
Oh, yeah. We used to tell him
he always had some kind of scam going.
We told him if he opened his wallet, the presidents on dollar bills put sunglasses on.
Really?
That's what I sort of like. Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, next time you talk to Honocletus, ask him about Starbucks in Buffalo.
So I'm assuming Grandpa was a part of that.
Yup, it was my father, Danny Meyer, and my grandfather went out to Buffalo to see the Jets and Bills. Grandfather decides he's going to pay for coffee one morning.
Yeah.
So they order, and I think he gives my father a $10 bill. My father looks at that. He's like, "You got another one?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean? It's just coffee." Yeah, we're at Starbucks. He
doesn't know what Starbucks
is. Right, yeah. He finally adjusted down the line when Duncan moved in the area in Saugerties. He would go over there and get his coffee, but yeah, total cheapskate. Love to death, total cheapskate.
Jesus, yeah. Number 4, The Wall.
Another awesome store.
It was somewhere in my teenage years you would go, and that was one of the places you first saw like headphones, and you could try out like a CD. Did you want to buy it? Did you not want to buy it?
That's right. You press the button and you could listen to some songs.
Right. They had all the stuff in that section. You'd scan it and then it would play. You went in there. There was always music playing. Sometimes you were in there and you were thumbing around for a record, a tape, or a CD, and you heard something that was being played, and you're like, "Man, this is pretty cool. This is catchy. This is new." You didn't have all this stuff at your fingertips for, like, that's what kids don't understand.
Right.
You went in and you took your time, and you looked through things, and you tried things out and whatnot.
That's where the anticipation was awesome, and now it's gone. Like, you used to counting down weeks for record releases.
Yeah.
Now it's just there.
Right.
And the Wall, what I loved is the little blue sticker.
Yeah.
If the tape broke or the CD got scratched, you brought it back and gave you a new one.
And they gave you a new one, yeah.
That was good shit.
Yeah, and it was just record stores in general. Like, think about in our generation, they made movies about record stores.
Right, Empire Records.
Right, and other movies like was it 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink?
Okay,
they worked at a record store.
Yeah.
Like, that shit don't exist anymore.
No, good times, man. Number 4, Kmart.
Yep,
was a big Kmart guy. A lot. It's funny because looking at my list, most of them revolve around my grandfather.
What, he steal from Kmart too?
No, but in the Kmart when it was in the mall,
yeah,
on occasion we would get up there and go to breakfast at the little cafe in the back.
Yeah.
They had like the little $2.99 scrambled egg hash brown and toast breakfast. We would go up there and do that, and that's where he went and got most of. Anytime he needed to get something for the car, with an air filter, an oil filter.
Yeah.
I got to go to Kmart. Let's get in the car and go. But Kmart and the blue light specials in layaway.
Blue light specials.
Blue light specials in layaway. Layaway at Kmart probably saved us 5 or 6 Christmases because we were able to put it on and pay it off.
Yeah, especially when you're younger and you don't have money and you got kids.
Yep.
Last Kmart I was in Hyannis, Cape Cod.
Yes, I do remember that Kmart.
Yeah, it was right across from the Christmas tree shop mall.
Yep.
Thing there. Yep.
That's probably the same one as last one I've been into as well.
Yep. My number 3, Caldor.
Much higher on my list.
All right, we'll talk about it then.
Okay. My number 3, KB Toys.
Not on my list, but I definitely miss me some KB Toys.
Now, did you always go to the mall one, or did you ever venture to the Kingston Plaza KB Toys?
The Kingston Plaza KB Toys was the shit.
They had everything the mall didn't.
Yes.
Because it wasn't picked over.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it was a bigger store too.
It was a bigger store.
Yeah.
Like twice the size, I think.
Yep.
Yep. KB was good, man.
I just distinctly remember going to that one down in the plaza. It was probably like halfway down the first section. Like if OTB's down here, it was more down the other way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you a G.I. Joe guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Transformers. Did you collect anything specific?
Jesus, what were the 5 of them made one big?
Voltron,
yeah.
There was nothing like going into an aisle and you look down and you're like, oh shit, I never saw that before. There's a new one out.
Yeah. Yep.
Or going there like a fresh
G.I. Joe. I was a big Star Wars
figures.
Guys, the Ewoks and this and that. Yeah.
Yep. Seeing a freshly stocked shelf was awesome.
I probably have thrown out somewhere in the hundreds of $1,000s worth of shit that it would be valuable now. Like people are like, oh, this sold for. I'm like, I had that.
Yeah.
They're like, there's a special Darth Vader or Yoda that you had to send away for that I sent away for and had.
Yep.
And my parents are like, fuck it.
G.I. Joe had mail-ins for Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, I had him.
And the refrigerator William Perry.
Yep. And I my favorite G.I. Joes were the 2 twins that had the scar in the opposite eye.
Yeah, do you remember their name?
I don't. Was it like Rex and something?
Oh, God. Well, by the end of the show, I'll look it up. I know it was the same name reversed.
Yeah.
Like Eric and Kyra or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was like Rex and Tex or something like that. I don't know, but anyway. Was that me or you? Oh, you said KB Toy. Okay. Yeah. So it's me.
Yep.
Number 2, James Way.
My number 2 as well.
So if you were in Saugerties here, that was our go-to spot.
Yeah.
That was the go-to place to be. That's where I would always get my new LJN, WWE, WWF wrestlers all the time. You get a shirt, you'd hide under the clothes racks, whatever this shit used to do.
Oh, that's right. What tactics did you have? Would you leave sections completely and hide something elsewhere in the store and go back for it?
Yeah, yep. You'd be like, oh, and you'd have X amount of minutes to convince your mom to buy you that, and you'd have to hide it so somebody else didn't buy it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, God, I miss those days.
Yeah. James Way was shit, man.
And I could never forget the Rhinebeck James Way.
I never went.
For Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, yeah, you said that. So, funny side note, James Way gave me probably the worst beating of my life.
Oh, boy.
A bunch of us from the park decide to ride our bikes out there. We're all there. I buy a baseball, some gum, whatever. We're going to leave. Somebody we went to school with steals.
Oh, shit.
2 guys already are leaving. Like, I got a receipt. I got a bag. Somebody that we went to school with steals from there. They grab the 3 of us that's left.
Yep.
Like one of my sisters had to come pick me up or whatever, and then they're like, "You better." My mom's like, "You better get your ass in that room and wait till your dad gets home," kind of thing. And
you did nothing wrong.
No, and I had a baseball and a receipt in the bag and the whole deal. My dad didn't want to hear that shit. No way. You were part of somebody that was stealing. You fucking criminal. You're a scumbag.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting so long. You're so nervous. I go to sleep. Well, I woke up to a fucking beating, bro. I mean, a beating.
Damn.
Like, I went from sleeping to on my feet getting the shit beat out of me
Oh boy.
to who the fuck do you think you are? A, why are you there? Like
Yeah.
4 miles away on a bike.
Yeah.
And B, you're going to steal? Who? Pillar to post.
Jesus.
And then here's the bag of stuff I bought.
And then what was said? You still should have been there.
Yeah. Still always my fault.
I hear you. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, but it happened.
I can remember going in there on graduation day, getting golf balls to go hit in the woods up at Derek Fallon's house. We
Yeah.
were all absolutely wasted on Milwaukee's Beast.
Oh, I was going to say Zima.
No, he only had right-handed clubs.
Yeah.
And I'm lefty, so I'm trying to swing right-handed. You know I can't do anything opposite hand.
Right.
So I take a wicked cut with a 9-iron, and I caught him in the side of the neck.
Ooh.
And it left the head imprint in his neck. He's like, man, if I wasn't so drunk, we'd be fighting right now. So James Way was a good spot, man. Always a good spot.
All right, my number one, J.C. Penney.
I did not really think you'd have that on your list.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because it's a clothing store.
Yeah, but J.C. Penney had everything. Well, I bought jewelry there, the J.C. Penney Christmas catalog. They always had good NFL swag and college swag that you couldn't get. Levi's was big in that store.
Yeah.
A lot of clothes were bought there. A lot of presents were bought there.
Yeah.
Everybody waited for the J.C. Penney Christmas catalog or Sears Christmas catalog, whatever.
Late August, early September, that shit would be in the mailbox. You're like, yes.
Yeah, and you know, when you got to be about 13, 14, you looked at the bra and panty section.
That's right. I see nipple.
But yeah, J.C. Penney was a great store. Like
it was.
You could get you could buy a leather jacket there, and you could buy a decent, gold necklace, reasonable.
Yeah.
The swag for sports teams were great there. Yeah.
Like you said, the catalog had so much stuff that you could order, and that was easy because you would call it and then go there to pick it up and pay for it right there.
Right.
I remember getting at least 2 or 3 pair of like Nikes that you couldn't find in the regular store. They were only in the JCPenney catalog.
Yep.
So that's a good spot, man. Number 1 was also on your list down a little bit. My number 1 was Caldor.
Yeah, another thing. I didn't much have a lot of money growing up, so Caldor was a lot of school shopping there. James Way.
Me too.
James Way and Caldor.
Caldor did a lot of summer shopping in Caldor.
Yeah. And Caldor was one of them weird stores, man. It had fucking video cameras, music, it had everything.
A little bit of everything.
It was kind of like a Walmart, but better.
But I think better for sure. One thing that Caldor was for me ended up being generational, because not only did I shop there as a kid and a teenager, but Christopher's first 2, maybe 3 Christmases, we did most of our shopping in Caldor.
Yeah.
I remember finding the last Tickle Me Elmo on the shelf.
And there would be fights over them things back in the day.
So, yep, Caldor lasted a couple generations, and it's sorely missed. It was a good stuff.
I know. It's there's stores that you just miss. If there was going to be an honorable mention, I almost put on my list, was the Mount Marion Market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, nobody would know what that is, but yeah.
The day of the corner store, the day of the neighborhood corner store is pretty much gone.
Yeah, but probably here in the country, us country bumpkins, but I bet you the bodegas in the city.
Oh, kill it.
That's
right.
Still there. That's not leaving. That's a staple of communities.
It is.
By us, it's
driving,
not nearly.
Last weekend when I had to drop Carly off down at Kingston Point for a family function she had going on. Driving past, there's still like a little like deli in Bukkake, which is like your little Italian neighborhood store.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they are missed.
Yeah, they are. It's just in mainstream it wouldn't make sense, but
yep.
And I'm sure there's people out here that listen to us that have other stores that they're thinking of.
Right.
Like, how'd you guys miss Sears? And Sears could have been on the honorable mention. I used to go and get tents, tools, clothes, video, whatever would be at Sears.
Car stereo stuff.
Washers and dryers. Throughout the years, we did all kinds of shit at Sears.
Everything.
Montgomery Wards, I was never a big Monkey Wards person.
Me neither. Me neither. In fact, when it came down to appliances, one was like Whirlpool, the other one was Frigidaire. Like that
Yeah.
was their store. And my grandparents, both sides, always leaned towards the stuff that Sears sold because Sears' warranty was always much better.
Yeah, and they had the service people that would come service it and whatnot too. They
Yep.
had a service program. So
Yep.
yeah, that was a cool top five, man. It was enjoyable to like get nostalgic and why you chose these spots.
Yeah.
What about them made them missed?
We went to our mall.
Obviously, we didn't miss them too much because they don't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah. Went to our mall last night for 10 minutes because Carly wanted to run a GameStop to get some stuff for her whatnot sales. It's sad. It's so sad. There's nothing in that place.
No. You know what one store I do not miss? I do in a way, but I do not.
What?
Fucking Radio Shack.
Radio Shack was.
They always
spot.
had the weird shit. They
Yes.
couldn't find other spots.
Yes, absolutely.
But they always wanted to sell you batteries with everything.
And everything, they were slightly overpriced because they knew they were the only show in town that sold that weird shit.
I need a headphone jack.
Right.
Yeah, would you want some C batteries with that? Why the fuck would I want C batteries with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, always.
That's true.
They're always trying to fucking sell you batteries. It was terrible.
Agreed.
All right, let's move along to all right. This week, 5 crazy questions presented by Gmac. There's nothing There's nothing goofy about these. These are a little heavier hitting.
Okay.
All right, number 1. When was the last time you tried something new, and what was it?
Wow. I'm a creature of habit. You know that. I don't venture off the beaten path on a lot of things. Wow.
Maybe that cold coffee I gave you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I mean that's still iced coffee. I'm trying to think of like maybe last year when I did that kombucha crap.
Oh, the tea kombucha thing.
Yeah, that'd probably be the last thing I tried. That was awful.
Yeah, but I mean, food, no foods. You never tried you haven't tried any new foods or anything.
No, because I've like Indian food. I had a bad experience one time,
and you're good.
Turned off.
Yeah, I hear you.
A lot of restaurants I'll steer away from just because they don't really have a selection of anything that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't say I wouldn't, but yeah, I would have to be talked into it most likely, or at an event where somebody had it. Hey, try some of this.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But yeah, no, I'm just a creature of habit, so it's been a while.
Cool. All right. That was all right. Number 2. Who are you truly behind the curtain?
Oh boy.
Like we always put, you always put out this outward thing of whatever you are, but who are you truly? Like what part of your life do you feel like
I'm an insecure 12-year-old who is always seeking the approval of his father.
That's deep, bro.
It's true.
But does it feel better that you verbalized it?
Yeah. Yeah, but it took me a long time to come to that realization too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like who you get. That's what I said. I'm in a weird place this week.
Yeah, I could say this.
So when that hit me, bro. That hit me for you.
Yeah.
Because I've known you and I know that about you, but I've never heard you say it.
Yeah, it's just it's what it is.
Number 3. What is the best saying you heard? Like somebody said something, and what is it? What was it? What was it?
Best saying? Oh man.
Oh no. What is the best saying you heard, and what was its impact on you?
Honestly, probably Ed Hearn.
Which one?
With the
Apple one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that had a lot for me. Very recently, I just discussed this with somebody.
Yeah.
And that had a lot of weight.
That was a very impactful statement.
You can count the seeds in one apple, but you can never count the apples in one seed.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's 100% right.
Right.
It's so. You look at the world as such a finite thing, but there's so much out there.
Right.
that you don't really you don't think. I mean, it was a very very deep statement that hit home when he said it, and now again Ed's fighting for his life.
Right.
So God bless him. He's still putting stuff out on social media at a pretty decent rate. But I mean, if anybody in the world uh, deserves a chance to keep on going, it's a guy like Ed Hearn for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
A funny statement that I've heard, and it was on TikTok. It was a dude with a graph,
Yeah.
and it said the
Was it the fuck around to find out thing?
yes, the amount of finding out is the equal to the amount of fucking around.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Was it after they took down the woman with the short hair that was like green and she smacked the cop?
Might have been.
And he's like, you see here,
Yes.
here's the fuck around part.
Yes.
And she met it right at the find out.
Yes. Yes.
And it was at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit had me dying. I thought
Yeah.
that was hysterical.
All right. Number 4. What gets you excited about life? Like events, what like Christmas morning, like what things get you excited about life? Like you get amped up, like fucking A, dude, this is this coming this weekend, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Vacations.
Yeah.
Trips, Wildwood, Cape May, or sorry, Cape Cod. Going to see my parents. Still to this, it'll always be youth football games. I love going to them.
Love them.
I love them.
I love them.
Any football game in general.
Yeah.
Seeing my kids.
Can you turn that fucking thing off?
The
No, the kids anytime. Seeing the kids. Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving.
I am a huge Thanksgiving for sure, because I love everything that comes with Thanksgiving.
Christmas Eve. I'm not a big Christmas Day guy.
Yeah.
Just the way my family, like, I wasn't brought up on Christmas Day. It was Christmas Eve.
Right.
The build up was Christmas Eve. And
Yeah.
then my dad, being a night owl, he would wake us up at 2 a.m. because Santa came to our house first. So Christmas Day was usually like, Dad, will you put this toy together? No.
Yeah.
Dad, will you put later?
Yeah. I would say Christmas holidays have changed a lot over the years. Now the kids are older.
Yeah.
So I would say biggest thing I look forward to now at the holidays is when we go out to dinner. That night's always fun for me.
Yeah.
It's one night everybody gets together. Still the occasions.
It's still a small thing, but
Yeah.
certain movies, I can't wait to go see a movie in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, like Top Gun for me was
I was
big.
amped
for that.
to go see it in IMAX. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, it was an event for me.
Yeah.
And I got a, like, it was an excitable moment for me.
I think, and maybe you'll agree with the statement, like, because it's such a now instantaneous gratification generation, the world in general, a lot of that's robbed from us anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Like talking from before, I remember, and I was 20, DMX, the first DMX album to come out, we got the single at work as a teletrade, and I'm like, man, this dude's awesome. When's the album coming out? Oh, 6 months from now. We were counting down weeks, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, it came out. Waiting for movies to hit the theater.
Yeah.
Waiting for that first episode. Waiting for...
Dude.
Waiting to go...
Your ex-wife and I waiting for a Harry Potter book release.
Right.
We waited.
Yeah.
We went to... Her and I probably went to 3 or 4 midnight book releases.
Yep.
Towards the end there.
Yep. Went to watch episode 3, The Phantom Menace with Bogey at a midnight release in Albany, because nobody around here was playing it.
Yep.
So, stuff like that. And now it's because everything is on digital.
I think me and Farrar went to a midnight release of one of the Star Wars movies, too.
It might have been maybe it was the same one.
Yeah.
But it was, it's just a generational...
Yep.
These kids don't understand what it was like to have to... The fun, the anticipations, a lot of times, was more fun than the event itself.
Yeah, the build-up.
The build-up.
The build-up was better, yeah. Number 5. What would you do differently if nobody judged you?
Expound upon that.
I would dance a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because ultimately, fuck anybody. Who cares what people think about you, honestly?
right.
But somewhere in our innate fucking inner being, people actually, well, for whatever reason, you people that mean nothing to you, you let them shape how you
Do shit.
do stuff. Now, like I
Yeah.
can't sing,
Right.
and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? I'll sing in my car a little bit to myself or
Yep.
whatever. But like dancing, I would dance a lot more. I would, like that's what I mean. Like something like that. Is there anything you would do differently?
I would probably. Oh man, probably go out more. I've become such a homebody slash hermit over the years. I used to go out a lot more when we were younger.
That's a byproduct of what we do, though.
It is. It's also I don't like the way I look. I don't want to hear fucking people snickering. I don't want to hear little kids pointing at me
Yeah.
and shit like that.
But if they didn't judge you, you'd be out and fuck it.
If
Let's,
nobody gave a fuck, yeah.
yeah,
Why do I care? I don't know. Because I'm the
right.
insecure
But
fucking
but
12-year-old.
but that's how we get it, right?
Right.
Because somewhere we actually do care,
Right.
but we're in a position we're in because we're broken somewhere, and we just fucking feed
Right.
the bad instead of
Right.
fighting
Like
with.
I was the fucking fifth grader bringing Weight Watcher shakes to fucking lunch.
Yeah. See, I didn't have, so we're different in that aspect,
Yeah.
right? Like you were chunky growing up, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was. It
always
was. It was.
shitty.
It was reversed. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm miserable with myself. You know what I mean? Like, case in point, I've been up almost throwing up since like 4 in the morning. But somewhere in my brain right now, I just want to eat, even though I don't want to eat,
Right.
and I don't know why that is.
I understand.
And I think I'm just so personally miserable with parts of my life that's like like a it carries over. Like if you have a part of your life that happens every day that you cannot it's not good for you mentally and
right.
physically and whatever spiritually.
Sure.
It leaks over to so many other things.
Right.
Now that's on me, but I feel trapped.
You put yourself into a position of comfort, of personal comfort, to get away from the rest of the bullshit.
Right. And I
Whether
isolate
that's
myself from everything. Like when I do this, I get up for these shows.
right.
I get up for In the Huddle. I love it. I like talking to people.
Right.
I like picking brains. Just, hey, let's bullshit. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's all. That's cool. But I hate the way I look on a camera right now because that's not me. You saw it when
Right.
I wasn't the sexy scumbag because I was a fat fuck. I was a sexy scumbag because I was a sexy scumbag. You know what I mean? So
I do. I hate the fact that just in a matter of like 5 years, shit I could do 5 years ago, I can't do anymore.
right, but
Like
there's only two people that can change that, and they're
Yeah.
sitting at this table. We're
Right,
the only ones that
right.
can change it.
like it's. I remember early in they are whooping the shit out of the Packers. Good for the Jets. I remember early in football when we were coaching, we used to get out and run the sprints with the kids.
I remember you jumping and doing that straddle jump or whatever it was, where you touched your toes and it was in the paper,
Yeah.
and you were like fucking 3.5 feet off the ground.
Yeah, in fact, I had a vertical.
Yeah.
Um,
No, dude, you were super athletic.
yeah, and I'm not anymore, and it fucking bothers the shit out of me.
Well, we're not anymore. Twofold.
We're old.
We're not old by any means,
we're
but
getting old.
we're not mobile enough, and we're not doing the things.
Right.
If we each drop 50 pounds, we do a lot more.
Probably.
And we'd probably be much happier.
Yeah.
In that part of our life, but there's still this over fucking hang of another part.
Yeah. And I think that there's direct correlation, obviously, between one and the other. It's I don't know, man.
So what would you do differently? You would go out more?
I would probably go out
more.
Or
Or would you say, or that's kind of more generalized, would you go enjoy yourself more with like lack with fuck, if nobody's gonna judge me, I would go and do me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would, you know, for a long time, I'd have no shirt on at the beach or whatever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I haven't done that since fucking high school.
But I'm saying, like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like if I wasn't being judged, I'd dance more, I'd have no shirt on at the beach.
Right.
That kind of stuff. Where
I envy people who are like us or bigger and can fucking go out and rock the fucking Speedo at the beach
yeah.
because they just don't give a fuck.
Right, because they
have,
truly your opinion means nothing
and
to
they're
them.
comfortable in their skin.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm in fucking Wildwood, New Jersey on the beach and there's 20,000 people on the beach, I don't know any of them motherfuckers.
Right.
And what but in this is where my brain works now. When we were younger and you didn't have this object,
Right.
now you could be a meme for millions of people to chime in.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So if nobody if nobody cared, you know, I'd do more of that stuff.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's damn, man.
I told you they were going to be deep this week.
Yeah. The whole fucking self-perception, it can it can weigh upon you. It really can. It can alter everything you do.
Right, like
And this is where it's crazy because I could say in the last year there's like one time where I felt fine. I felt like me, and I was good with being me. Was when we did the show at Wild Wings.
yeah.
I don't know if it's because we're our personas that night. We're doing our show. We're doing
Yeah,
our
but that's
thing.
who we truly are.
Right.
We're those guys.
Right.
We're the like think about it. My house was the party house.
Right. Always.
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 And that's what I do best. Host.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go, let's party, let's get everybody together, that's what I do best.
Right.
And you do best, you know, rip your facts. You're in your zone. You're ripping, you're talking, you're getting people going. That's your calling. Like you could sit there with a microphone. I do not.
I can talk to anybody and usually do.
Right. Like I can, same thing. Like I can get stuff out of people and, you know, talking, but I don't have a voice for this, to do this. You know what I mean? I don't have a look to do this. My brain does this. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? But I don't have the voice for it. Like you got this, you got this like buttery, soft voice. Everybody always says it. Winnie's voice is so smooth. And you do. You could call games like that could be your second career. You could start being the voice of X.
Right.
Like you're the voice of the Outlaws now, but you could be a legit radio guy for like a college team or something like that. Like you have that ability. That's probably one of them moments where we're in our element. We're happy. We're us.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
And I don't give a fuck if you're judging us because it's our show. It's our night.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when we're doing us.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right. I just pulled my headphones off.
And
I'm sick.
And again.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's just where, like you said, we're in our element. We're who we need to be.
Yeah. Oh.
And you're rolling away.
Yeah, I'm very well maybe rolling away here in a second.
And he's turning sideways.
There I go.
There he goes. With the table.
Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have moved. I had the wheel chuck set and I moved and now I'm fucked. All right.
We're back.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get super deep on you, but sometimes you're just in them modes to.
Yeah, no, it's again. Sal said something to me yesterday that our last probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 shows he's enjoyed more than anything else because we've been real,
right?
Talking about real people stuff, and it's been enjoyable to listen to. And BGS, thank you. I appreciate that. I think these shows are better, to be honest with you.
Right, because you're not talking up to something. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I totally agree. But that being said, I do another segment.
Was I right on the guess?
Yes, you are
Okay.
100% correct. Over and under this week brought to you by the big guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry about not having all the graphics for the bottom of the thing this week, but I'm just
Over and under. My thought process for this week's over and under was the change of seasons,
okay.
and things that you may or may not enjoy because of them. Number one, English muffins.
Underrated.
Super underrated.
Don't have them enough. Under fucking rated.
And when you do have them, the pack's gone in a day.
Oh yeah,
They're
hammer.
the best.
Yep.
I love English muffins.
How about English muffin pizzas?
I was going to say, and even better are the English muffin pizzas.
Yeah.
Fuck
And that's
yes.
why we're fat fucks.
That is correct. Number two, and I partake in this, I would say probably 5 times a year, and I enjoy it. Breakfast for dinner.
Oh, underrated.
Like
bro.
having pancakes for dinner one night.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not a big pancakes person, but like
an omelet.
Yeah, like whatever, scrambled egg sandwich. That's something that I absolutely miss. And if I called my mom right now, I would go over, she would make it for me. Scrambled egg sandwich on white toast with ketchup.
The best.
Oh my god, it was so good.
The best.
The best.
And you could try to make it like her mom, like your mom.
And it's never the same.
No, it's not.
Never
It's definitely not the same.
Nope.
All right. Number 3, scarves.
Overrated.
Towels.
Yeah, because you use a towel.
Underrated.
I use scarves occasionally.
Yeah.
But I'm such a hooded sweatshirt person that really, very rarely, if it's super cold out, I'll put a scarf on. But other than that, overrated.
Not having a neck.
Yeah.
You don't need scarves anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I ever do it is like I tuck it in here and tuck it down under my armpits, kind of.
Yeah.
I cross
Just
them,
for extra warmth.
and I get it like up in here, and that's the sole kind of reason.
Gotcha. Remote start systems.
Underrated.
And neither of us have it.
And neither of us have it anymore. I used to have it on my Dodge.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. Getting in a car because the heated seat would be on. Just that alone would help.
Yeah. Or in the summertime, it's 103, and you get out of the car, it's cool already.
Yep.
Totally. Hot hands.
Underrated.
Agreed, but you better buy them from a reputable dealer.
Yeah, because if you get them from the fucking Getty, it's not happening.
30 seconds, they're fucking ice cold.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you have them, like if you have the true hot hands and like you get them from Dick's or the hunting ones and you put them like in a pouch or something, it'll keep that whole area truly warm.
Toasty.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. A cup of soup, like the styrofoam cup of soup or ramen.
Either one.
Either one. Because they're pretty much the same, just the way they're served.
Cup of soup, overrated. I think they suck.
Really?
Ramen, highly underrated.
The beef cup of soup I like. I don't like the chicken.
Yeah, but I don't keep liquid in mine. I drain it out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You just noodles?
Just the noodles and and chicken or beef. I don't do the shrimp. Shrimp's a little
Well, yeah.
But I do chicken or beef. Chicken or beef ramen. Yo, if you're poor, you can live on that shit.
You can. Have you ever done the like the picante beef?
Mm-mm.
Slightly spicy?
No.
Not bad.
Not bad. You did a hot one our first year.
Terrible.
You did our first year here.
I did. So bad.
Super hot too, though.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Hot,
yeah.
Right? It was just hot?
It was hot. It was like
it wasn't hot beef?
No, it was just hot. It was, you couldn't even read the
writing. They were like red orange when you were done.
Oh, it was so gross.
Yeah,
it was like
hot
that fucking, it looked like fake blood that you were pouring over top of the shit. It was that dark. Ugh. Never again.
Like blood orange.
Oh, yeah. Knit hats.
Underrated.
I'm going to say...
Wait. Knit hat, explain. Like
winter hats. Like knit hats, pom-pom hats.
Like that one over there?
Yeah.
Underrated, bro.
See? For me, overrated. Because my head's shaved, if I have any stubble...
It sticks to it?
Like fucking Velcro.
Yeah.
I can get a fleece one, like Old Navy will sell like the fleece ones that are like your shirt.
Yeah.
They're okay. But those... I could get poles on the inside.
I love those fucking hats.
I'll wear a baseball hat and a headband more before I wear.
Well, I used to do a headband when I coached, but
yeah.
a winter hat, and it has to have the ball on the top.
You need a ball.
Need a ball.
Right.
If it's going to be a full, I don't do the skull cap.
It has to
I
be
do
the
that.
Full deal.
Yeah, I do that or a headband.
Okay. All right. That was what I had for my over under.
Nice, not bad. Let's see. I got one All right, this week's rabbit hole. You got any rabbit holes you were watching this week?
Oh, what did I watch this week?
I just didn't know if you have one. I have a few.
Not bad.
Watch when you're trying not to throw up and keeping your mind off of it. You can't just thumb through TikTok because then food comes up and
Yeah.
it makes you sick. So I watched a shit ton of Ariana Grande on Jimmy Fallon. She's fucking funny. She does a lot of impersonations. She can sing her ass off.
Yeah.
I watched this thing where her and Kelly Clarkson were doing pop divas, and they were going back and forth and doing songs, like imitate, like whatever the song was. Unbelievable talent between those two girls.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal. Like Kelly Clarkson did the Whitney Houston song, like substantial. I was like, is she lip syncing this right now? But it wasn't. She was that good. It was that close. Painting cars. I watched a lot of painting cars videos this week, and it was a lot of them were the candied, like candy red or
Right.
candy metallic red. So like you really see it. And powder coating, they powder coat, and then when they bake it, you see it like
Come to
shiny.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked about this a little bit earlier. The Tennessee Volunteers win. The footage, like the all the cell phone footage and TikTok footage from that.
Yeah.
Like where you see that they took the goalpost to a fucking bar and were drinking with the goalpost.
Fucking funny.
And everybody was cool with it. Like 13 people walk in with a fucking whole section of the goalpost, and they put it in there, and people are just partying with this laying on the bar like in this town.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, like that's
cool shit.
That is what football is.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And lastly, anything Bill Burr. He is unapologetically fucking masculine and funny.
He is funny.
You know?
He is funny. I watched some more Bo Hightower.
Yeah.
Chiropractic stuff.
Yep.
I watched some more Rugs.
Oh yeah. Rugs are always they're an always go to, yeah.
Because you never, dude. The thing was the color of the TV. If the TV was off, it's black.
Yeah.
And it was a white rug with like animal prints on it.
I watched that one. I'm like, there's no way. What is in that? By the end of it, you're like, wait a minute. All that was under that rug that came in? I legit thought it was black.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to know because obviously when they do them on TikTok, they're time lapsed. Even on YouTube, because they're getting it done in a half an hour. How long does that really take? It must be
I'm sure a full day.
It has to be.
Or multiple days.
Right.
Like they might have separate washing rooms where today we're gonna soak it.
Yeah.
And then hours later we come back and use the buffer pad thing on it.
I think I could do that job because the satisfaction that comes with it.
Well, at the end you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
cool. But if you're a perfectionist, you may never feel like you're done.
That's true. It's still dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's tough.
A lot of more a bunch of baseball and football cards came out this week, so I was watching breaks on new products. Topps released it's not Heritage. It's a different line, but what it is, it's modern day players, and they throw some throwbacks in, but they take 3 years of Topps past, and that's the design for the set. So this set particularly was 78 Topps, 1960 Topps, and 58 maybe. So all the cards are styled after those old cards. They look so cool with modern day players,
right,
on those old designs, and they beef it up. They actually include 2 autographs per box. So like
like something like that Marinero card behind you, and then but it's Baker Mayfield, say,
right, on an old design. They look really cool. Guy cracked open a box.
Is it just football or is it
this just baseball?
Just baseball.
Just baseball. So this design, he cracked open the box, and one was an '83 Davey Johnson manager card autographed by Davey Johnson. Which I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they did a 70 Eddie Murray, which is his rookie, with a different picture. So again, cool. They did 78 Honus Wagner. So it was an old school but colorized photo on a 78 Topps card. Looks mint.
Yeah.
That's about it though.
That's cool.
Not a whole lot. This week I was trying to get to sleep before fucking 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because you fall down the rabbit holes and
the wheels fall off the bus and you're just fucking going.
And again, Joe does stuff. Joe Guerrero, his latest venture, he was flipping houses. Now he opened a painting business, and He's doing commercial painting for apartment complexes. He's got 8 different complexes he's working with. He's got a crew of guys and gals that he agreed to play by that he's been getting these people of Craigslist. Some of them work, some of them don't. So
Right.
it's the trials and tribulations of the business, but to show how much money you can make in that business.
Oh, do you ever watch Gary V?
No.
Never seen Gary V?
No.
Big Jets fan. He talks like this. He goes to a lot of yard sales. Hey man, that's cool. He's a little small guy.
I'll check him out.
And he goes to eBay. His life goal is to own the Jets.
Really?
He moved here from the former Soviet Union.
Okay.
He didn't know any kids. He went out and they were playing with a green and white Nerf football in some part of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they were Jets fans. And they're like, hey, do you play? And he's like, da. He didn't even know their language, but he saw that ball and he wanted to play.
Yeah.
So he became a fan because those kids were Jets fans, and he names them. They're his lifelong friends. And he wanted a jersey, and his parents didn't have the money.
Right.
And his mom knitted him a Jets green sweater, green and white, and hand knitted it with a number 5 on it.
Oh, cool.
And that's his most prized possession.
That is so awesome.
So he just knew he was smart, right? So they owned a wine store. They eventually get up and running, and as he's a teenager, they own a wine store. So he talks about how he was running the wine store, and he made him like $30 million or something. Because he would do these things. Like he said, I took whatever. You'd have to see the video, but he said basically he was watching. He'd stand at this door forever, and people would circle to a certain part of the store.
Yeah.
He said, and I knew they never touched our specials. Like whatever reason, they came in and they went to the right or whatever it was. He said, so I took the bottles that were going to be whatever. They were on sale, and he goes, I put them right on the counter. Stuff that wouldn't sell or whatever it is. But he watched for so many days or months or years that he just had this thing. He knew the loop and what they would look for. So he positioned it in a way that people started buying it like crazy. So then when online came, he made it so they would ship it. So he built this whole thing, and then he just gave it to his parents. And then he does his own thing now. But it's like, people are like, why did you? He goes, because that's not my goal. And his whole mantra is, if fucking working at McDonald's for $20 an hour makes you happier than making 50 as a stockbroker, go make the 20 and be happy, because you only get one life.
Right.
You can always make money. And his thing still today, he's a multi-millionaire. He goes to yard sales, talks people down, and then goes on eBay and resells stuff. And he loves it. And he loves every second of it. And he gets paid to go and do all these speeches all over the place. Gets paid big money.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't know this guy.
No,
Gary V. It's Vaynerchuk or something like that.
I'll have to check him out.
But Gary V. Everybody's like, you don't know Gary. A lot of people don't know him, but he's getting there.
One thing
but he's a multimillionaire, so figure it out.
You said V, but I saw Sawyer Motors is putting on a show at the high school.
Sal
the Voice, man.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
So go.
I'm gonna. I just saw the signs yesterday leaving the high school. I watched him when he was on The Voice. Him and Heidi Klum did Santa Baby together, and he's got his own TikTok that I follow.
Gary V.
Okay, but Sal can sing his ass off. He was
his cousin was
the pizza guy.
No,
the big heavy guy.
His
cousin. Yeah.
And
he delivered pizzas, and he said he would sing to his grandmother when he was on. What drew me to him when he was on the show is he was singing all Sinatra stuff. Oh, that's so cool.
It still fits him.
That's
the
awesome.
Sweater that his mom made him.
That is cool.
Yeah, I love that dude. He was good.
Sounds
and
awesome.
he came out, he was cocky and blah blah blah, but then he lit him up, and Heidi Klum gave him the golden buzzer.
Yeah, she was. I mean, Sal can sing his ass off, and he's a crooner.
At the time, he was a young kid when he was like 20.
But he looked a lot older.
Right, he looked like he was 30 something. Yeah.
So now that I saw,
he's gonna be at the high school, right? November 19th, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a good night out.
Hell yeah, Sal Valentinetti, The Voice.
Yeah.
He was doing a thing on, was it TikTok or YouTube for a while, where he was every Sunday night he'd go on from 5 to 7, chat with his fans, and take requests.
Yeah.
He'd sit at the piano at his house and play the song and sing.
Yeah.
He's just a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
So
when the moon hits the sky.
Well, he did. Well, and that's what got me. He did "My Way."
Oh yeah.
Which is probably top 3 songs of mine, and he killed it. Absolutely killed it. So.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You got to go see him.
I do have to go see him.
That should be an event that you get excited for.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Where do you get the tickets? Through Sawyer Motors?
I have a pizza box right out here on the counter that has the thing on it, so you can take a look.
Awesome. Good shit.
Yeah, I think we've been through the emotional ringer today, bud.
Yeah, dude.
Up and down. We pulled the curtain back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
We laughed a little. We cried a little. I cried for you.
You did. You did.
It's in that. I'm in that zone, bro. I don't know. I'm in that zone.
So tomorrow night, live on In the Huddle with Gmac.
In the Huddle. Ruben Lindo should be here.
Okay.
I never say will because you never know.
Yeah.
7:30 Monday. Oh, by the time this comes out, it'll be out though. You'll be able to see it on our YouTube page, the Outlaw Blitz YouTube page.
Cool.
In a Huddle with Gmac. I'll have Ruben Lindo on, who was a sectional champion. He was part of the big Aniora Wars.
Yeah.
And then went on and played in the Canadian League. He had some time in training camps with some of the NFL teams.
Yep.
So, that's big. And to come from here, And, I'd like to hear his take on, you were there, he was there during them runs.
Right.
What was we were in the locker room for a couple of them
with
runs.
him, yeah.
Right.
Yep, absolutely.
But like, what was it like when he was, we were 4 years younger than him. What was it like when he was a freshman?
Right.
And Dave McLaren was the guy.
Right.
And how did that go? So,
yeah.
Just those, that type of question and that. Hodgman was well received, but unfortunately, it's only on Facebook because Restream went down, then the internet went down, then the power went out,
and you still managed to get it done.
So, but if that happens, these are no good. It's only on mobile. Can you do that where you can bring another person in on your video?
Yeah.
So I had to do it through my phone, but
it looked good.
It came out good. It sounded good.
Yep.
I just didn't have all the graphics and stuff to go with it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, good show this week. I appreciate. We're at like an hour 20 mark.
That's awesome.
Which is it's good.
Really about an hour 30 with the restart.
Yeah, I like it better without the original.
Yeah.
First so many minutes.
We did good.
Yeah. All right, buddy, take us home.
All right, for GMAC, this is Winnie. This has been the Outlaw Blitz podcast, and as always, take it easy.